Live from Cincinnati, Ohio, I'm Layla Hameen, and I'm an actor. I'm just not famous. So, I hope you all are having a good day. Happy March, happy daylight savings time, because we're about to get more light in our world, and I'm very excited about that. We all need a little light in our lives, don't we? Yeah. So, today's story is about one of the most embarrassing moments I had while seeing myself on the big screen at an indie premiere. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so last year I was an actor in a independent web series and as a replacement for another actress. And so I was coming in new and I was excited to get back into acting. I had taken a little bit of time away, even from like independent work. I just was trying to work and make money. So I had a lot of jobs. I worked a lot of different places. I was a caretaker. I did all sorts of things. And then I started getting into wanting to teach acting. So I was like, okay. I got connected with the writer and the director of the web series, and I was originally supposed to be a writer for it. Well, the actor ended up not being available or something. I don't know the real story really, but the actor was no longer cast as the character I was going to play. So I ended up getting cast as the character, and so I was coming in new. I was like, okay, let's just get it going. And it was kind of awkward because me and the other girl look absolutely nothing alike. We're both brown-skinned women with organs, and that's pretty much all we have in common. We look nothing alike. Our bodies, nothing alike. She was tall and slender, and I'm average height with a little extra stuff. You name it, right? So we look nothing alike, but we were gonna do this scene, which was where she was getting, somebody put a drug in her drink, and so she was getting about essentially date raped. So she was getting taken to this hotel. So we filmed the scene. I had to wear kind of the same outfit she had. Once again, completely different people, two different sizes, two different outfits. It was different, but I had to work with it. And I tried to find as close as possible as what I could get and have my hair styled like her. I tried, yo. I really tried. So I went in, did the scene. There was another scene I had to do that day, or I go into my car and I break down crying because it's been months after this date rape experience, and so I'm getting calls and I'm crying and all that stuff. So I prepared myself for the scene. Once again, digging into my emotions, giving a good performance like I really wanted to do. Fast forward 2 to 3 months later, maybe 3 months later, they have a premiere for this web series. And it's at a movie theater. And this wasn't my first time going to a premiere for anything, because a lot of the projects I've been in, we've had little indie premieres at movie theaters, auditoriums, things like that, so you can see it on the big screen, and it's exciting, like, yeah, I'm not in Hollywood, but it's fun to see myself and other people I'm working with on a large screen and see our finished product. I mean, it was cool. So I went with my boyfriend, and I originally wanted to sit in the very back with him because I was like, oh God, I don't know how I'm gonna look on this. I'm really embarrassed. I don't know. I'm nervous. I'm scared. Like, I'm a good actor, but I don't like looking at myself sometimes. I don't want people to see all this stuff going on, And they say the camera adds 10 pounds. It does. It does. I can't lie, it does. So I'm sitting in the back with my boyfriend, who's supposed to be my comfort blanket. And then the director's like, hey, come sit in the front with everybody else. I was like, oh, okay, I gotta sit in the front so everybody can see me. Okay, great. I gotta see myself. Oh, perfect. And I don't want to make it seem like I didn't want to sit with my castmates. I was literally trying to hide in the back because it was like, I want to make sure if I hear anybody say anything rude or mean that I can handle it and maybe cry to myself a little bit, but not in front of everybody. So I go up to the front with everybody else. They do the introductions. They do the introductions of the cast. We stand up, wave, all that. It gets to my scene. I come out and somebody yells, hey, that ain't the same girl. Now she look different. Oh, she's different. I'm like, yeah, I know. I get it. I sit down in the car and then I start crying and I'm just having this sad look on my face. And the dude, I kid you not, the dude was 3 seats to the right of me, and he goes, oh, see, that's that alcohol right there. And I think it's because I looked bigger on the screen, and he was trying to insinuate that all this was because I was a drinker. I wanted to say so bad. It's not. I'm just kind of out of shape, okay? Gosh, but I didn't say anything. I just was like, and of course the angle was getting all this. I was like, oh, I left out of there feeling mortified. I was like, oh my God, I told my boyfriend, I was like, gee, I look horrible. He's like, no, you don't. It just was an awkward angle, but you look great. You did a good job. I was like, take that Reese cup away from me. Oh my God, I can't eat this. I can't eat anything anymore. I'm so fat. And it was hard because I was like, man, if I was actually a big time celebrity, and they get talked about all the time. They're up for the public display, and they get criticized for anything. And I'm like, I'm in an independent project that's seen in Cincinnati, and I'm still feeling like, oh my God, that man thinks I'm fat. That person probably thinks I'm fat. Oh, he thinks I'm a bloated alcoholic. Oh my God. And then I would go to the comments and read the comments, and people would say, what happened to the other girl? And I'm like, but I would get compliments like, she was a good actor or whatever, but I was not the original actress. So it made me feel, ooh. And that wasn't my first time replacing an actress. My first time was actually my first indie film, which I've talked about earlier, which was Grandma's Hands. I played the role of Angela Carter, the granddaughter of a very strict religious woman, and she just wants to find her way in the world. Well, I went to the audition. It was my first time auditioning for a film. I went to the audition, got the part. It was kind of funny because the director said that she didn't know that I was black. And she's like, we've got to find some Indian parents for you. And she was serious, and she was thinking like, we got to find some Indian people to play her parents. And I was like, Indian? Indian. I don't know. But they knew I was black afterwards. I was like, no, I'm not Indian, I'm black. And they're like, oh, okay, we'll find black parents for you. I'm like, okay, yeah. That's appropriate, obviously. So I ended up replacing a girl, and I didn't know. No one said anything. So we get to filming, and they're getting food ready and everything, and there's a girl there who I recognized who was a friend of my sister at the time. They had done promo work together. And my sister introduced me to her years ago, and I saw her at this, and I was like, hey, friend of my sister. I'm not going to say her name. And she was like, oh, hi, how are you? And I was like, good. She was like, oh, what are you in this movie? And I said, oh, I play Angela Carter. And she's like, you play Angela? I said, yeah, I do. Cool, what are you doing here? And she's like, I was supposed to play Angela before. Awkward. I was like, oh, it's so good to see you. It was weird. It was awkward. She was very cold to me, and I was like, I didn't take the part, I promise. I didn't know. I just showed up, And then we were in a scene together where it was a hospital scene, and she played one of the nurses, so she was an extra. And it was weird because I'm like, hey, friend of my sister's, and she's like, and my friends and coworkers or castmates told me, like, yeah, she was in the bathroom taking a long time, kind of being a little diva-ish. And I was like, oh, okay. But regardless, I say all that to say this. My indie film experience has been really interesting, and I'm actually going to be a part of another indie film coming up soon. And I'll talk more about it when the date gets closer. We haven't even started shooting yet, so I don't really like to talk about things until it's actually close to being done. But we start shooting this summer, and I'm a little nervous because I'm like, okay, camera adds 10 pounds. All right, it's not a selfie angle. I don't want to lose weight to be super skinny, but I do want to be proud of seeing myself on camera. I'm not doing it for anybody else. I'm doing it for me. And a lot of times when I talk about losing weight, sometimes it gets misunderstood about, oh, you're trying to fit into a Eurocentric standard. You want to be European. No, I don't want to be European. I just want to be healthier. That's it. So I'm not trying to be anorexic. I'm not trying to have an eating disorder. I just want to be healthier. And there's nothing wrong with that. Be proud of yourself. And that's something I'm working with every day, every single day. So today's lesson, it's okay to be nervous and embarrassed to see yourself on camera. Just don't be too hard on yourself like I was. And realize that everyone's not going to be nice, especially getting into this business. Even if you're on the independent level, there's going to be people that are just not going to be nice to you, and that's life. It's part of life. But you don't change. Don't change what you think about yourself. If you think you're great, then you're great. All right? So my name is Layla Hameen, and I'm an actor. I'm just not famous. Okay? So have a good day. I'll see y'all next time. Bye. Mwah.